Okay. Been a bit bored, honestly. So, let's dive into this tier list for best and worst soft drinks. Alright. Let's start with Bundaberg Ginger Beer. It's favoured around Australia. It's a classic. It's made in Australia, so of course, it's going to be top half at least. I can tell you that. I feel like there's something special about opening a bottle of ginger beer compared to like most soft drinks. And the taste is really good. So I think it's safe to say I'm going to put it in A tier. I wouldn't say it's like S. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll move it up to S. I'd say it's pretty classic. It's like one of the best drinks we got in Australia, and it's also one of the best soft drinks. Alright, I reckon next let's go Solo. I reckon Solo's pretty good. A few things about Solo. It is like, they say it's a thirst crusher. I agree. Because when you have a Solo, it's good shit. Original lemon's way better though. Don't drink extreme lemon, it's just the worst thing you'll ever drink in your life. I didn't put Lift here. I probably should have put Lift here, but I put Sprite, and Sprite's on the same sort of tier as Lift, same people. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Solo's a B tier. It's a pretty good drink. Mountain Dew, like Mountain Dew, it's honestly like pretty good soft drink. But I wouldn't have it all the time. It's like an acquired taste. It's like a mix between sort of a lime and a lemonade. It's sort of like they ran out of things to do, so they just made Mountain Dew, you know? So, I don't know. I'll say it's a C tier. It's not perfect, but, you know, it's not horrible. Like, obviously some people disagree. Some people say it's, like, way worse. But I reckon it's C tier. Alright, it's time to whip out Schweppes. I think that's how you pronounce it, Schweppes. Anyway, so Schweppes sort of have, like, a lot of drinks. They have, like, ginger ale, they have lemonade. But some of their stuff just, like, I don't know, it's not exciting. I think their lemonade's probably their best stuff. Their ginger ale's really dry. I mean, I know it's supposed to be dry, but, like, Bundaberg's ginger beer beats ginger ale, like, 10 times over. I'd say the only thing that makes Schweppes not too high on the charts is just, it's got a very old person taste. Like, you feel old when you drink it. I feel like it's the stuff you have to drink when you're over 40. Otherwise, it's just, you don't enjoy it as much, you know, because it's got less. I'm pretty sure it has less sugar. I mean, I know that in some cases that's good, but it's all about taste, alright? I don't care how much sugar it's got, really. You can have like 5 tons of sugar, and I'd probably still drink the soft drink, even though my teeth would just fall out. So I reckon we put Schweppes in. I reckon it's got to go D tier. I'm sorry, Schweppes. Okay, Sunkist. Now, Sunkist is like, basically Sunkist and Fanta are like the same drink, except one is slightly better. Now, I don't want to sound racist, but Sunkist, it's fucking disgusting, alright? I hate it. It's just, there's something about the orange soft drink. It's just, it makes you feel unhappy. Like, there's just something wrong with the drink. So, I'd probably have to, I'd probably have to say Sunkist. Like, I'll still drink it if it's there, if it's available to drink. But, like, otherwise I'm just going to have to put it in E tier. Like, it's just going in E tier. L&P, New Zealand drink. I think it's lemon and peora, or I don't. It's just L&P. Like, I can't pronounce that shit. So L&P, it's one of my favorite drinks. I'm not gonna lie. Like, hands down, I would drink L&P every day if my body wouldn't shut down. I would drink L&P every day. So I'd have to say personally, I could replace my blood with this stuff. I'm just saying. So I reckon it's got to go S tier for me. Like, if you haven't tried L&P, it's the shit. That's all I'm saying. Let's whip out Sprite. Alright. So Sprite's, it's pretty average. Like, I feel like it's a lot of people's, it's either people's first choice or second choice, because, it's a bit lonely, doesn't have many friends. Yeah, I'd say Sprite's, like, it's pretty good, but it's not like, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite drinks, because I feel like L&P just beats it because it's like more lemony and it's got like a zing to it. So I'd say Sprite is B tier. I'm sorry, but it just is. All right, Coke. Now, I've got the main Coke. This is just straight Coke because I've got all the other Cokes to rank because there are some Cokes that are better than others. Coke is full of sugar, but like I said, we're not really counting sugar. Coke is like one of my favorite soft drinks out of the bunch, I'd say. It's like it doesn't under deliver, if that makes sense. Like you always know what you're getting with like a straight Coke. I think it's worthy of A tier. It's not S tier, because some Cokes are better than others, like I said. But I'll put Coke in A. Okay, well since we're on Coke, let's go through all the Cokes. Okay, Diet Coke. Honestly, Diet Coke just tastes like metal infused with sugar. Even though there's no sugar in it, it's like sweetness and shit. Honestly, it's just disappointing. I don't think anyone chooses Diet Coke as like their first choice. I mean, some people do, but like honestly, it's gross. It's gross. So Diet Coke, I'm sorry, Diet Coke for me, that's an E tier. It's kind of disgusting. Well, we got Coke. Okay, I added Coke Zero as well as Coke No Sugar because there is one that's better than the other. I'll start with Coke Zero. I don't know. I mean, Coke Zero and Coke No Sugar, I think they're the same thing. Like, I think they're exactly the same. It's just the branding of it that makes them taste different. Coke Zero, it's like supposed to be like zero sugar and, I don't know, zero fun compared to regular Coke. But, I don't know. It's still not bad. Like, I remember when Coke Zero was a thing and you'd have Coke Zero and you're like, oh, that's not bad, So, I'd have to say Coke Zero. Yeah, it can go B tier. Oh, no, C tier. C tier. Coke Zero is in C tier. Coke No Sugar. Now, I don't know if you've tried Coke No Sugar since they released it. Basically, it's Coke, no sugar, no fun. It's just bad, alright? It doesn't have the same sort of class as Coke Zero. I feel like Coke Zero is a more classy drink, even though it's a soft drink, I'm sorry, Coke. It's still Coke. I'd still drink it over Diet Coke. So I'd say I'd put it in D tier, honestly. It's better than Diet Coke, but it's not better than Coke Zero. Alright, so now we got Coke Life. Now, I don't know if you guys tried Coke Life when it came out, but, it's surprisingly good, honestly. Like, I actually liked it more. Like, it had natural sweetness in it. I don't know if it was healthy for you. I mean, like, none of these are healthy for you. It was supposed to be, like, better. But Coke Life was, like, it was pretty good while it was around. It's just no one really bought it. Like, it's because it was sort of, like, you could either get Coke, which has the same amount of sugar, it just has less natural sugar, or you can get Coke Life, which just has, like, added sweetness, and, it tasted a bit different. It tasted a bit, I wouldn't say fruity, but it lacked on a few things. But yet, honestly, like, I didn't mind it. So, I'm going to give Coke Life is better than Coke Zero, but I'm going to give it a B tier. Now, Coke Orange can just fuck off, alright? Orange Vanilla, who invented this? Who decided that Coke Orange Vanilla was, like, a good idea? They went into the board meeting and they're like, alright guys, how do we come up with the shittest drink possible? And they're like, bam, Coke Orange Vanilla. And then we ended up with Coke Orange Vanilla. Did you see anyone buying that shit? The shelves were always full. Like, no one would buy that. I'm sorry, Coke Orange Vanilla is, I tasted it when it came out. I can't believe I wasted my money on that shit. Like, that, sorry, it goes in F tier. F tier for Coke Orange Vanilla. It's just disgusting. Such a bad drink. Final Coke Vanilla. Now, I said some Cokes are better than the others, right? I feel like each Coke gets its own category. But Coke Vanilla, I don't care how much sugar it has. Coke Vanilla is the shit, alright? That is like, if you were to pick one Coke Vanilla is at the top of my list. If I've got an option between Coke and Coke Vanilla, I'll take Coke Vanilla because it's vanilla. Who doesn't like vanilla? So I'm putting Coke Vanilla at the top right here because that is S tier. Down to a few drinks. We're going to start, I've separated, okay, let's just do Kirks, alright? Because I've separated Kirks and Kirks Ginger Beer. Okay, so Kirks, right? It's pretty good. Creamy soda's pretty good. Lemonade, subpar. I think it's Pasito, the purple one. You all know the one. It's pretty good, Pasito, but they're good as like a home brand sort of like, your mate gets Kirks and you're like, okay, cool. Because their creaming soda is actually like pretty decent. Like, I think its creaming soda brings it up a lot more than its other drinks, but I just feel like it lacks on a few things. Like the whole Kirks brand. I'd say Kirks in general probably gets a B tier, just because their creaming soda brings it up a lot. And, you know, I'll drink Pasito and creaming soda. I don't know what else they have. Now, you see why I've separated Kirks and Kirks ginger beer. Now, I feel like if your friend brings Kirks ginger beer to a gather, a party, disown them as a friend, and maybe move states or countries, I don't know. Just, I can't imagine anyone wanting to drink Kirks ginger beer. It tastes like stale bread that was left out in the sun for days. It's fucking horrible, honestly. It tastes like radiation poisoning. That's all I'll say. Like, the color of the can as well does not help. It's basically like, you're gonna drink dirt. If there was a tier below F, it would be in that. But sadly, F is the lowest tier we have. So Kirk's ginger beer, it's trash. It's horrible. Moving on, let's go to Pepsi, since we were on the colas before. Now, it's the time-old debate, Coke or Pepsi? And there's also the other debate, is Pepsi okay? In some cases, yes, Pepsi is okay, I think, personally. Because they both have a very distinct taste as colas. Coke, I feel like Coke has a more classic taste, but Pepsi has a smoother taste, if you understand. Pepsi, however, I'm really conflicted on this one because there is the argument, is Pepsi okay? And sometimes I think yes, I think Pepsi is okay. I think we need to move forward as a society and accept Pepsi as a proper drink. I'm going to make a bold move here. I'm going to say Pepsi, because of its different taste, is on the same tier as Coke. And you can fight about this in the comments, I don't care, but Pepsi and Coke, they're equals, okay? I'm putting the record straight. I will have a Coke or a Pepsi. On the other, I've got a few more Pepsis, alright? Pepsi Max. Now, in primary school, I don't know if this was just to look cool, but everyone was like, oh, Pepsi Max is better. It's not. It tastes like horse shit. I would rather drink my own urine than have a Pepsi Max, and I'm not even joking. Because urine tastes better. Pepsi Max is like if Coke Zero took a shit, and then Coke No Sugar ate that shit, and gave it to Diet Coke to adopt as their child, and then Diet Coke threw it away. So, I honestly hate the taste of Pepsi Max, but it is not absolutely horrible. Like, I'll drink it if I have to. So, I'll still drink it if I have to. I won't put it in F tier, so I'm going to say it's an E tier. On the other hand, we have these at our school. Pepsi Max Vanilla. Pepsi Max Vanilla. It tastes like... Okay. What I said before about Pepsi Max, times that by 10, that's what Pepsi Max Vanilla is. It's terrible. Honestly, it leaves a weird chemical aftertaste in your mouth. It's got no sugar, so you don't get that refreshing vanilla, sugary taste like as you would in Coke Vanilla. So I think it's at the opposite end of the spectrum to Coke Vanilla because it just tastes absolutely terrible. I hate it. So, yeah, it goes in F tier. Alright, Dr. Pepper. I actually like Dr. Pepper. A lot of people say it tastes like medicine. And it does. But there's something nice about a Dr. Pepper. Like, I've had a Dr. Pepper today. Like, it's pretty good, honestly. They come in smaller cans, which is a bit of a disadvantage. It's like 330ml instead of 375, so you're not getting as much drink. But I feel like it's the right amount because it sort of tastes like medicine. But I still enjoy it for some weird reason. I don't think it's bad. I really like it. But I don't think it's like the best. So I'm going to say it goes B tier, Dr. Pepper for me. Bit of a controversial move, but whatever. Alright, I just added 7 Up to the list because I realised it's actually quite an important drink in the lemonade debate. But I'll do Fanta first. So Fanta, it's better than Sunkist, but it's still an orange soft drink. It's not. I don't think it's good, honestly. Like there's something about everyone likes Fanta, but I think raspberry Fanta beats Fanta. I just put raspberry Fanta in. So Fanta, yeah, it's not as good as raspberry Fanta, but I'll put Fanta. It's still an orange soft drink, so I've got to say D tier for me. Like, it's not my first choice. Fanta Raspberry. Fanta Raspberry is definitely better than Fanta. When you can't get a frozen Coke, you usually get a frozen Fanta. And the Fanta is usually raspberry. at least personally for me. But frozen raspberry Fanta it's quite good. Something about orange soft drinks that's just not good. But Fanta raspberry, I'd say definitely it's above Fanta. So I'm gonna say C tier. Because I don't know how the actual drink tastes. I just know how the frozen drinks taste. And the last one, 7 Up. Now, in the lemonade debate, 7 Up is usually praised. And I think it should be, because 7 Up is quite a good drink. It's like, 7 Up is probably one of the ultimate lemonades. It's not S tier. It's not one of my favorite drinks. It's not like I would praise 7 Up. It kills the competition when it comes to lemonade. It beats Schweppes. It beats Sprite. So for that, I've got to say 7 Up is definitely an A tier, because it tastes pretty good for a lemonade. Alright, well, that was my soft drink tier list. If this video gets 1 like, I'll shave my head. Comment if you want me to do any like other tier lists, like food related. It doesn't have to be food related. It can be though. So I'll check it out, because I'll probably just keep doing these for the whole time we're in lockdown or quarantine, whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my soft drink tier list.